We are into the part 3 of our 4-part streaming session. I have broken down the tarot forecast for the 12 zodiac sign for this lunar full moon on July 10th. That is as of today, so it does not be more timely and topical than it is that I'm actually sitting on a 10th evening and doing this for you. So my bad that I did not do it in advance, but then I think this is more opportune a time and the energies are just in sync, and we can actually feel it in the air, the lunar cosmic blessing, so to speak. So yes, coming back to it, that this is the third part of this 4-part segment. So I'm not going into lengthy introductions. I'll just say thank you for joining me. This is Chandra, aka Tellataletarot, your friendly neighborhood tarot advisor. And I am happy to deep dive straight in with this segment, wherein we'll be covering the next 3 zodiacs signs and their tarot forecast. And just to set the premise and the timeline correct, that we are reading for 3 days to 3 weeks, and especially in a backdrop of the 7/7 portal now being open, which is from 7th of July. So from 7th of July until the 12th of July, these energies are very potent in terms of realigning, retweaking, if I may say so. Tweaking is like realignment, and then resetting and recharging, right? So yes, so this is one thing. So basically we're looking at a time frame of 3 days to 3 weeks in terms of the forecast. And please, again, to gently remind you, nudge you, that there are no predictions and no fortune telling which is going on over here. If you are coming to this tutorial with that kind of an intent, you will be disappointed, because tarot are fantastic tools for us to serve as a cosmic GPS, right? For you to be able to arrive at your destination and be able to enjoy that journey also in the process, by choosing to sit in the driving seat of your car, that is your life, in terms of making empowering choices and not be just driven around, shifting the blame game, Like I remember, on a side note, is that when I was used to learn driving, the person is an aged fellow and very, competent person in terms of the teacher. He said कि अगर डेयरिंग नहीं होगी तो ड्राइविंग नहीं होगी, सो दैट इज़ वॉट इट इज़. डेयरिंग नहीं होगी तो लाइफ भी पटरी पे आपके हिसाब से नहीं चलेगी, शायद किसी दूसरे के हिसाब से चले, या फिर आपके आसपास जो सर्कमस्टांसेस है उसके हिसाब से चले. And it is for you to ask yourself, is that the healthy way of living, right? So this is that the energy which is helping you and serving you. So I think this auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, wherein we are paying our debt of gratitude to our mentors, our gurus, our educationists, our teachers who've actually shaped ourselves, our characters, and they have kind of allowed us to move this far in this journey, no matter what age you are, not what background you are in. I think let us, with that kind of an obeisance and devotion, we pay to our respective gurus and make a silent vow to our own selves that from here on, all my previous journeys I'm going to wear as a badge of honor, but then from here on I'll move strength to strength, making sure and believing in the fact that the Guru's blessings are still with you, and then by way of cultivating my own existence, paying that as a tribute, honest and earnest tribute to my gurus all along, the old ones, the ongoing ones, and the new ones who will join along the way. It is not that we have one guru during our life. They can come in various forms and shapes, right? But it is important for us to be ready, because in Buddhism, as they say, when the disciple is ready, the mentor appears, right? So we have to be ready in terms of that messages to come to you left, right, and center, and bang on. So you never know what I'm reading here, maybe the kind of message that your life is seeking. This is no great favor to me, but a credit to you that you are here and you are actually watching this and listening to this. Okay, so with that kind of an intent setting, let us deep dive into the next 3 zodiac signs in the spectrum, and that is Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. So Libra is the air sign, Scorpio the water sign, and Sagittarius the fiery sign. We will first begin with the tarot insights for Libra. So here goes. All right, Librans. Okay, so this is the 3 of Wands, Now this is the card. So I'll just kind of, reiterate it as to who we are reading for. We are reading for Librans who are born between September 23rd to October 22nd. ठीक है, सितंबर 23 से अक्टूबर 22 के बीच में जो लिब्रन्स हैं जिनका जोडियक साइन लीब्रा है, हम उनके लिए टैरो कॉस्मिक इंसाइट पढ़ रहे हैं for this lunar full moon until the next lunar full moon, you know, until the next full moon in the broad timeline category. So it's not like ये बहुत लंबा forecast है, because every time, you know, I want to come back and do this for you so that we are not only forecasting, we are not only looking at tarot as messages, but we are also trying to understand it. I want to build it as tutorial so that you understand how tarot works and how beautifully it works, right? So again, coming back to the tarot reading, see, there is this man who's standing there on a horizon wherein there are ships which are leading, some of the ships are returning, some of the ships are leading the harbor. So in generic terms, in basically this card is about movement, you know, this card is about travel, distance, relocation. This card is about stretching your comfort zone. So if you are someone who is actually looking at some sort of a shift in your life in terms of a transit, you know, this is a very positive omen. In terms of yes and no, it is a yes card, even though I don't believe personally in a yes and no reading, but still, if you're looking for a yes and no, here is your yes card, and it is actually saying you have come a distance. You know, you look at this man and the get-up and the wreath that he's wearing, it is actually symbolic of that he's come a distance and he has been rewarded and acknowledged for his efforts. You know, that symbolism is there, that he's not some Tom, Dick or Harry that was just kind of, he's not that kind, not that 5 of Pentacles wala imagery. Na? This is a 3 of Wands, this person who means business, and he has a fleet of ships. No, maybe they are his ships or the ships that belong to him directly or indirectly or something like that, but then it gives away his status, right? So he's not in a struggling mode, he's in a contemplative mode, he's in expansive mode. He has already expanded and now he is thinking as to what he does next. So basically he knows that he has achieved a lot, but then somewhere in his hearts of hearts he also knows that he is capable of doing much more. But then you see this, he's holding on to one of the wands. The wands is symbolism of passion, zeal, zest, movement, you know, physical, the fire that burns within us, you know. So with Librans, the air sign, the fire is actually more so ignited. So you may feel this intense passion, energy, you know, oozing through your veins and telling you to get up and do something about it. So this is a 3 of Wands kind of an energy, and this card is actually encouraging you to actually follow follow that call of action. You know, that is what the phrase I was looking for. Follow that call of action. Allow yourself that to stretch beyond your लिमिटेड कंफर्ट जोन. नॉट टू से कि उसमें कुछ सही गलत है या बड़े डिफ़िकल्ट कंडीशन में है, और नथिंग लाइक दैट, बट देन एक बोलते हैं ना कि आप जितना ट्रैवल करोगे, जितना आपका एक्सपोजर होगा, आप उतना ग्रो करोगे. सो देर इज़ एन ऑन गोइंग लर्निंग, देर इज़ एन ऑन गोइंग ट्रेनिंग, देर इज़ एन ऑन गोइंग मेंटोरिंग, इफ आई विल से सो. विद गोइंग बैक टू द सेम terminologies because we are reading in that context of Guru Purnima. So basically is that it is telling you to kind of leave your comfort zone and now take that plunge, that leap of faith, and there are new uncharted territories. दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है, राइट? तो आपने जो किया, आप अच्छा किया, उसका आपने वैलिडेशन भी लिया, आपको ग्लोरी भी मिली, आपको एक्नॉलेजमेंट भी मिला, लेकिन अब इसके आगे क्या? इसके आगे क्या? उसके आगे का चॉइस आपके लिए है ना. सो फॉर माई लिब्रन्स, बी इन लव एंड रिलेशनशिप, यू नो, इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ सॉर्ट ऑफ कॉन्टेम्पलेटिव. यू नो, आप इवेलुएट कर रहे हो, री इवेलुएट कर रहे हो अपनी जर्नी को कि आप कहाँ तक पहुँचे हो और आपको कहाँ जाना है, वेदर यू ऑन राइट ट्रैक, and basically take that leap of faith in terms of believing in your potential and believing that the universe out there is working for you. And but you have to set your intent correct, right? आप ऑटोमेटिकली तो स्पाइडरमैन की तरह से ना कूद के किसी दूसरे होराइजन के पे नहीं पहुंच जाओगे ना. यू हैव टू हैव द करेज टू लीव दिस बार, टू लीव दिस कंफर्ट जोन्स, you know, get onto the ship and sail to uncharted territories and horizon for you to be able to do better in your lives, right? So whether you're in a workspace or in a relationship, see what is it that needs to be done in terms of you are in a secure position. सबसे पहले important चीज़ है, there is no negative connotation, there is no challenging aspect to this card, but yes, there is a sense of, जिसको बोलते हैं ना, there is a sense of reinventing and rediscovering your own self. You know, that is a clear-cut message that it comes across from this card, that you have to follow that call of action, that you have to do something in terms of exploring uncharted territories and boundaries, you know, for you to be able to grow in the process, because potential है आप में. Okay, so this is for my lovely Librans, September 23rd to October 22nd, the 3 of Wands here for you as the cosmic guidance for this tenure. All right, so we move on to the next zodiac, and that is the water sign of Scorpio, and the date of birth between October 23rd to November 21. Okay, so we are reading the next tarot poll that we do is for our lovely Scorpions. Okay, so this is the party mode on for my Scorpions, and nothing better than having a cup card, and that is also a 9 of cups cards. You know, a 9 of cups card in the sense is that it is a card of, it is actually this is a wish fulfillment card. You know, this is like all wishes coming true. So it is that, जिसको बोलते हैं ना मोटे शब्दों में jackpot हाथ लग गया, you know, that kind of a thing. So if you are a Scorpio on the other end, and if you are hearing this message, that this is something that you are actually, the universe is actually telling you that, you know, there are wonderful miracles, actually miracles and magics, you know, which are working for you on the phone, and all the wishes are going to come true. And needless to say, it's not that कि आपको कोई लॉटरी हाथ में लग गई है, हो सकता है वो भी लग जाए जैकपॉट, even though I personally don't believe in that dictum of lottery lag jana or jackpot lag jana, because somewhere your intent has to be very very sharp. Of course, if your intent has been sharp about something, then bolte na wo universe conspires to give you something that you've actually been looking for and working hard towards for. It's like drawing itna razor sharp intent that it is like drawing water from parched land, you know, or setting fire to a wet tinder. You know, that kind of an intent if you have, then of course, you know, it is, you have arrived at the right place. So this is this man who's sitting there. Look at the complacency, look at the kind of smugness, the, like, you know, जैसे एक लाला टाइप का आदमी बैठा हुआ है ना, क्रूड शब्दों में बोलूँ, बट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, दैट इज एक्चुअली कम अ लॉन्ग वे, एंड ही इज कम, वो अब अपने वो डिस्प्ले कर रहा है, वो जो उसके रिवॉर्ड्स हैं, एक्कोलेड्स हैं, ग्लोरी है, वो डिस्प्ले कर रहा है, आओ देखो कि मैंने कितना कमाल का यू नो काम किया हुआ है, एंड ही इज लाइक रेवलिंग एंड रियली एंजॉइंग एंड रिजॉइसिंग इन दैट ग्लोरी. सो समवेयर द कार्ड हैज़ अ पॉजिटिव कॉनिटेशन, बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर इज अ डिस्क्लेमर. द डिस्क्लेमर इज़ कि आप अपनी स्मगनेस में इतने ज़्यादा खो ना जाओ, इतने ज़्यादा अपनी ही जिसको बोलते हैं ना, अपने ही लाला लैंड में, अपनी वंडरलैंड में, अपनी एलिस इन वंडरलैंड टाइप का कुछ ना हो जाए आपको, कि आप रियलिटी से ही, बिकॉज आफ्टर the 9 of cups, you know, then there can be, when you go back, then you go back into the 7 of cups, which is illusional, which you lose track between reality and illusions, right? So that can become a thing. Or of course, you know, so basically it is important for you to shift बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है. So it is important for you while you enjoy your place where you are, because it is hard earned, your intent has led you to this place, please do enjoy it. No one is taking that you know, that luxury of enjoyment from you, but at the same time make sure that you don't become complacent, right? You also are there instilling within you a sense of gratitude, because it is the gratitude which will allow the bucket of your good fortune to overflow, to continue overflow. Otherwise there would be a dent created, and then you'll be running high and dry, and we definitely don't want that to happen. Okay, so for work and career spaces, you have really created a niche for yourself, and yes, although awards, rewards and glory are coming to you, and they've not come yet, they will come to you. So in that terms, it is a very positive open. In love and relationship also, you have crafted yourself in terms of a meaningful space, a space which gives you the emotional fulfillment, because cups are all about emotional fulfillment. लेकिन एक disclaimer वही है, to repeat, is that too much of anything is bad, right? So बहुत ज़्यादा low life condition, you know, anxiety, insecurity भी बुरी है, because वो self doubt और self limiting emotions create करती है, और बहुत ज़्यादा smugness, complacency और बहुत ज़्यादा you know अपने दायरे में रहना, वो भी ठीक नहीं है. So somewhere if you feel that, you know, maybe you are tipping that balance, bring it back, so that you can continue to enjoy this 9 of cups kind of an existence always, right? And of course, not that you just continue to enjoy this, but you get bigger and better, you know, from here, in the terms of, you know, bonanza, in terms of actually the jackpot, you hitting a jackpot, right? So this is for my lovely Scorpions, and then we move on to the next zodiac and do the tarot forecast for the next zodiac for this full moon, and that is the fire sign of Sagittarius, right? So November 22nd to December 21. Okay, so my lovely Sagittarian, November 22nd to December 21, the tarot forecast for you is the Strength card, which is a beautiful card of the major arcana, right? I will not get into the details of the major and the minor, but then this is a significant card because it is an archetypal card. Archetypal card is the one which is not like day to day. This is something of a pattern which is within you, right? So the strength card maybe tells you that you are in a certain situation that is asking you to tap that inner strength, which you feel is actually kind of lost, which you feel powerless, you feel deflated, you feel that there is no way out of your current situation or predicament. So this card is actually encouraging you to tap within that reservoir and act from a place of awareness. सबसे important message क्या है strength card का is that do not act from the place of anger, rage, sorrow, guilt, hatred, because these are very natural emotions. See, what is the animal? Look at the imagery, such a beautiful imagery. You have this white clad female who is like, she's almost like taming the lion, petting the lion, not so basically lion is a wild animal. So likewise हमारे जो emotions होते हैं ना, ये जो गुस्से के, anger के, rage के, wild emotions हैं, impulsive emotions हैं. When they get on to us, we actually it's like कि क्या है, ferocious lion कैसे होता है, वो untamed होता है, वो wild होता है. It is very difficult to channelize the energy. It is a very strong animal. But अगर उसकी energy को आप channelize नहीं करोगे, then your life is in danger. You understand? Likewise, all our compulsive and impulsive emotions are very natural to us. But then if we do not root them or we do not channelize them in a meaningful, purposeful manner, then they will actually come to devour us. So that is the connotation which is here in the strength card for you, my lovely Sagittarians, that whatever situation you may be going on right now, it is not a very happy place to be in, like in the 9 of Cups just read, but it is more so about a situation wherein actually you are kind of in a kind of, you may be feeling, you may be acting from a place of compulsion, एक पैटर्न है, कंपल्शन है, इन पे चाह के भी आप उसको कोर्स करेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हो. सो वाइल यू हैव बीन, कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये भी एक पीछे हट के देखने की ज़रूरत है दैट मे बी यू टेक अ स्टैंड फॉर अदर पीपल. For us, we are always, we basically, when it comes to telling others, advising others, standing up for others, we do a great lot. हम बहुत अच्छा करते हैं, we have that Bollywood syndrome that I am the hero, which is like savior mentality बहुत है. But then when it comes to actually doing it for our own selves, we somewhere fail short. Then we become critical, we become diffident, we become insecure, we self-doubt, because such is the nature of mind, right? So this strength card, my dear lovely Sagittarians, is advising you to basically relook at your situation from a place of compassion and empathy, not for the other person per se, but more so for yourself. Because what is happening here is that maybe you're caught up in a situation, again in love and relationship or in a workspace. Maybe you have a nasty boss and you really can't stand that toxic work culture, right? Or maybe you have something going around in your personal space in relationship with husband, wife, spouse, kids, where basically आप वही है कि कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते, रहना भी उन्हीं के साथ है, छोड़ भी नहीं सकते, that kind of a thing. And then every day you get up and think that whether you're hoping that the other person turns a new leaf, but it doesn't happen, right? So what changes here is that not the action or the behavior of the other person, but more so the response and the reaction of you. That is the only thing which is in your control, and this card beautifully encourages you, because again I am saying this is not a day-to-day card. This is something which is like, it is a sort of pattern. So this is not the first and the last time you have found yourself in such a situation, and it's not to say that it isn't happening in work and not in relationship, because the kind of people we are that people, right? We are not boxed people. हमारी जो tendencies हैं, life tendencies हैं, they are more or less regular. You understand? So basically the card is encouraging in terms of the tarot guidance between now 3 days to 3 weeks. It is telling you, do not act from a place of compulsion, impulsion. Please try and channelize your raw emotions. It is natural for you to feel those raw emotions. Nobody is pinning you down for that. Nobody is telling you that is not right. We are not preaching here. But what tarot is guiding here is that please see and try and channelize those emotions in a meaningful, purposeful manner in terms of acting from a place of courage, compassion and empathy. Empathy, because if you do that, you will be doing yourself a favor. You will be standing up for yourself in one way or the other. And the other practical advice is that please retreat, please take you away, please step away from a place wherein which is actually harming you or sabotaging you in one way or the other. वो बोलते हैं ना कि pick your battles. So it is also an encouragement here on the card is that आप जानबूझ के कोई ऐसे सिचुएशन में ना जाएं जहाँ पे आपको लगे कि यू नो यू काइंड ऑफ act from a place wherein it will not be doing you any great favors in the long run. So you understand, so basically this is a card which is actually asking you to channelize your emotions and gut reactions from a favorable place. And also one very important guidance here is that talk to people. You do not have to go alone, you do not have to suffer in silence. Please talk to people, seek expert advice, help, counseling, therapy, whatever it may be, because that is a sign of courage. That is not a sign of you being victimized or vulnerable. It is actually a sign of clarity that you need, that there is something which is missing in your life, and then you need it to for you to be course correct, right? So please give it a thought. This is food for thought for all my lovely Sagittarians, is that go back and try and bring about this alignment, and whatever is going on in your life, see it as a from a perspective of it being a stepping stone and not a setback. And again, you know, tame that energy. What the lady is doing is that this is an infinity symbol. It's a continuity, right? So it's not a day-to-day thing. And then these blue mountains are there at the peak of the spirituality. तो कैसे होगा वो आपकी विशफुल थिंकिंग से नहीं होगा. यू हैव टू हैव एन इमोशनल एंकर इन योर लाइफ, एंड नथिंग एब्सोल्युटली ट्रूली एंकर्स यू इन योर लाइफ as compared to the spiritual aspect of it. You know, when you start doing your sadhana, when you start cultivating yourself over and beyond your mind and body, then something new emerges and blossoms within you. And as Sadhguru says, you know, that is yoga. You know, when you are actually able to operate from beyond the limited self, then you become yogic, then you become meditative in nature. So that is a broad advice on the card. So I wish you all the strength that you may need at this point in time to be able to go through this journey and emerge not victorious, because again victory and loss is a very relative term, but much more sorted and individual, the one that you are, because the reservoir of strength lies within and not somewhere outside of you. So maybe you find that reservoir of spring, dig beneath your feet, and remember that the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence, but it is green where you water it and tend it most. All right, so that is the end of the part 3 of the segment. I really enjoyed hosting it, if I may say so, but I do hope that the messages come across to you and you as much enjoy listening or hearing, or something has kind of connected to you. So with that sentiment, love and light. Ciao, Chandra. See you on the other side. Blessings. Bye-bye.